Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of the Open Gate Broadcast. One verse, one Sunday. This one comes to you every Sunday, and we pick one verse of the scriptures and let's just go through it and see what we can glean from it. So, continue what I've been doing from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3. So, this time around, we'll be looking at verse 6. My name is Jeff Uluwagbemga, pastor of Torrential Grace. We are located at number 34, 9 Crescent, Sun City Estate in the city of Abuja. Alright, so Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Another verse, that's the KJV. The Passion Translation says, become intimate with him in whatever you do. Become intimate with God in whatever you do, and he will lead you wherever you go. We know that wherever also has a clause, that's a proviso. You need to go to places where God will follow you to, where his spirit will follow you to actually. So, in all your ways, in all my ways, in all your ways, you are expected to acknowledge the Lord. What does it mean to acknowledge? What does it mean to acknowledge someone? It means to recognize their presence, recognize their impact in your life, recognize their influence, recognize their contributions to you. Also recognize their feelings or their emotions. Now, if you say you acknowledge your spouse, for example, it can mean that you appreciate him, do what you need to do. Understand? Then when you want to do something, you think about how your actions will affect him or her. So acknowledge people's actions, acknowledge their feelings, and this is done a lot by communicating your interest, by communicating your opinion, by communicating things you need to communicate to your to the person. So this time around, we're talking about you, talking about God, talking about knowing God, presenting yourself to him in the way he expects you to present, and then he has a role to play. The role is to direct you. When you acknowledge him, he will direct you. When you acknowledge him, he will direct you in all your ways. What are your ways? You know your ways are not God's ways. My ways are not God's ways. So the acknowledgement means now that he has rules and regulations he has given unto us. He has a pathway he's channeling us to go through. He has a vision for us. So meaning you ensure that you are on that route. And then you also ensure that every time that you want to take any action or make a decision, you recourse to him. You ask, check through the scriptures. That's the word, that's the guiding word. Check through it to be sure if you are within the ambience, you are still within where he wants you to operate. A lot of time we can be doing the will of God from our own understanding, and yet that might not be the perfect will of God for our lives. The will of God has time attached to it. The will of God has specifications attached to it. So when he said, in all your ways acknowledge him, means when you want to take any step, acknowledge, is this step according to God's purpose for my life now? The answer for now might be different from the answer in the next few weeks or few months or few years. So acknowledging him means running things by him, asking necessary questions, understanding the way God works with you. God works with all of us in different ways, not in the exact way. We have the same Bible that we read, the same instruction, but with specifications. And so when you say in all your ways acknowledge him, meaning that in everything you do, put God into consideration and he will direct your path. If you want him to direct your path, you have to acknowledge him. If you don't acknowledge him, don't expect him to direct your path. For example, people want to get married and they're not going to talk to God about anything, about any other things in their life or whatever. So when they want to get married, they can just go ahead and take that decision. And if there's any itch, they come back and say, God, why should this happen to my man or your child? The question is, did you acknowledge him? Did you acknowledge his principle? Did you acknowledge his ways and whatever when you were making making that decision. So it behoves on all of us that we should always, at all time, acknowledge God. There's no other way around it, because we want him to direct us, we want him to lead us. It's just like you want to fly an aircraft, for example, and you have a manual with you, you are following the manual, and then you have the instructor beside you. The first thing is you acknowledge that instructor and you allow him to lead you. So when you want to take off and you are pulling the what they call the thing, you are just doing what you need to do. You need to listen for his instructions. You need to listen for it and listen to it. Listen for it means you are anticipating his instructions, and when he's giving instruction, you listen. If you miss the instruction, there's going to be a problem, because as you are flying against the wind, and you are a weight already. So you are trying to defy the law of gravity. So when you need every instruction to be able to do that. And so when you are living on planet Earth, you want miracle. Miracles are things that defy natural laws. You understand? And then there are instructions from God that you need to take, and then you get to that point. So every one of us must remember to acknowledge God in everything you do. I say acknowledge means you. One version said, this TPT said, become intimate with Him in whatever you do. Become intimate, heart to heart. Be close to Him in all you do, and He will lead you wherever you need to go. Thank you very much for listening this morning, or whatever time you're listening to it now. So please don't forget this thing. Please take your notes and help us share this. And if you live in the city of Abuja, 9 a.m. on Sundays and 6:30 on Wednesday, we have what we call the Bible literacy class. And on Sunday, we have the TGIS. Thank God it's Sunday. We would like to see you one of these days if you live in Abuja. If you don't live in Abuja, you can join us online. If you just type House of Torrential Grace to Facebook, it will bring you, or it will bring us to you, or bring you to us. And by 10, we are always online. From 10, we are online. If you're in Abuja, you can just type House of Torrential Grace to Google Map. It will bring you. I'll be so glad to see you. Thank you. So my name is Pastor Jeff. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.